Hello everyone, welcome to J Empire Queen, and as you can see, I'm going to be talking about Unicorn Overlord. This game is a stunning visual masterpiece, an innovative tactics game, and a game that everyone should add to their Nintendo Switch collection. Let's talk about the stunning illustrations and graphic design. From the visual backgrounds to the character designs themselves, as well as the world created around the characters which you can roam. It is stunning. I mean, the graphics are modern, they're fresh, but they also remind you of games like Odin Sphere, which have a unique style. And I mean, I can't see anything better than this on the Nintendo Switch. From the top-down world maps to the villages themselves and even the icons in the game as well as the character sprites, they're all lovingly crafted. Even the way that the villages and towns can expand, the fanfare for that, even the victory screens themselves in battle, every single element of this game has been painstakingly detailed and has been crafted to suit the nature and unique presence of the game itself. I just cannot compare this with anything else because it's unique. It's so outstanding, the job that the creators have done on making this game visually pleasing.
Scarlet! Thank the Father. She still breathes.
Next, I'm going to talk to you about rapport and conversations. Rapport is developed during combat when you have your characters placed in the same grid and fighting alongside each other. As you acquire more and more rapport, it's kind of like in Fire Emblem when you're able to bond with your characters when they're in close proximity on the battle screen. You get to unlock these really cool conversations and events. It looks like for each character you can unlock 3 different rapport conversations, and it can be with Elaine and other characters or between the characters he recruits and who you pair up in their grids. These rapport conversations are not necessarily always romantic, but they do reveal the relationships between different characters. So you can learn about characters who grew up together, characters who are siblings. It just adds a whole nother deeper layer to the narrative of the story that unpacks in a very pleasing and exciting way as you learn about these characters in reasonable chunks and small events. Now, with the rapport conversations, you do have to unlock certain locations based on winning battles in certain areas in order to experience those story events. Rapport can also be acquired through eating meals at the tavern, which is a lot of fun. You can just pair up your favorite people, either use a free meal ticket or coin, and then they gain some points. It just adds another layer of camaraderie between the characters and really enriches the support experience that you don't see so much in other tactic games unless we're talking about Fire Emblem. Next up, we have character recruitment. As you travel across the land, you run into many characters who want to give you requests. And once you complete those requests, you can then recruit them. There are also characters you run into who are just integral to the progression of the main story. And so once you complete certain tactical battles, you then get to add them to your party. There are some characters you will run into on the middle of the battlefield, which means you won't be able to recruit them unless they survive the battle. In this particular example, Prim has to survive the battle in order to recruit her and Aramis. She has to talk to Aramis in order to have him join the Liberation Army. Next, I'm going to talk to you about tactical battles. In Unicorn Overlord, you're not playing on a grid. You have a lot of freedom of movement. You pick where you want to go and what units you want to attack. You garrison in certain locations to heal. You can withdraw your units to get a point and a valor point, and then maybe have another unit come out, or you can use a special skill. This is different than what I've seen in more modern tactics games where you're just playing on a grid, and
Just a moment.
I love it. It is very fun without making me micromanage every part of the map. You still have to think about what units you're attacking, whether they're flying units, whether they're like cavalry, and you have to think about what units to put in your formation, and specifically what order to put them in. Are they going to be front row units? Are they going to be in the back like a healer or an archer? Who's going to be your leader? Because who your leader is going to determine what type of skills they can bring to the forefront of the battle, such as if they can decrease wait time while garrisoned, or if they can do support attacks. So it's very extensive without being overwhelming, and I think it works really well for this game. I don't like just pausing on a grid. I like to see my characters in action, and this style of mobility just makes combat very fluid. Once again, formation is very important to having success in these tactical battles. For instance, healers need to be in the back. Magic users and archers do their best in the back as supportive units. And cavalry can be in the front. You can have winged units in the front. Fighters can also be in the front. Soldiers work as healers. It's all about planning beforehand rather than just planning during combat. A very useful tool in battle is that you can point your characters to a unit and see how effective their attack is going to be against the other one. Now you can see how much damage will be done. If you have support from like an archer or mage, you can see how much that will do. And that's very great at helping players predict their moves and make their moves. And it just smooths battle along without making it a chore. The final thing I'm going to talk about today is story and plot pacing. I truly believe that Unicorn Overlord does a great job keeping player interest in a plot that we have seen before. We've seen plots where rulers send off their children so that they are not swept up in the battles, so that they are kept safe if their kingdom is in danger. But Unicorn Overlord...
Speaking of that lineage,
really attaches you to the characters through the moments when you're not in battle as well as when you are in battle. For instance, you run into these characters on the battlefield and you seek to get them not just because they can add to your advantage in battle, but because they are an integral part of unraveling the story. As you acquire these characters, you learn more about the surrounding kingdoms and the way the people are treated. When you go to different fortresses or towns or villages, you learn about the state of the kingdom and how Zenorian rule has not been good for anyone. Everyone who is under Zenorian rule is either manipulated or choosing it for survival reasons. And you really learn that everyone is going to want Elaine to rule just because the Zenorian kingdom is so despicable. And because the people have this desire, it keeps players interested in the fate of Elaine and the fate of the kingdom. It's also so beautifully rendered artistically that you just want to see more content. You want to keep playing and divulge more of the story. And there's so much of it. I mean, you run into the characters and more story elements, and it's all intriguing. And you can take this game and its story at your own pace. You can go off and venture and complete side quests and spend time, recruiting characters and learning about the kingdom that way. Or you can head straight on for the main quest and continue the adventure with Elaine and learn his story and his growth as a leader simply by playing the main game. There's so much freedom in Unicorn Overlord to simply go your own way, and you can grind for levels, you can simply wander around and gather materials. It's so well-rounded that it's very hard to get bored playing Unicorn Overlord. And it's very hard to get bored with the plot pacing when you control what you want to do next. So I think it's an incredible game. I think everyone should add this game to their Nintendo Switch collection. And I could go on and on about the other great things of this game, but I think I have talked about enough to convince you guys that this game is one of the best games of 2024 as far as tactics games go. And I hope that we see more games like Unicorn Overlord. I hope that we can see a trend of beautiful aesthetics,
Hilarious.
great character designs, an interesting and engaging plot, and innovative tactical maneuvers in the battle system. Thank you for listening to my video, for watching my video. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Have a wonderful day. And if you want to see any more videos about Unicorn Overlord or other games, leave comments below and I'll try to check them out. Thank you. Once more, have a great day.